We are
5 minutes
live.
ago that you're live.
Katie, you told me 5 minutes ago we're live on YouTube. I'm sorry, I can't see anyone. So, hey, everyone on YouTube, let's get this started again. So, because of the bad start, I'll try to go quicker. We're tying the tilt wing Drake for Smitty's Flybox from Smitty's Flybox. So, we're going to open it up. And just for the fun of it, everyone on Instagram, pay attention. If you will, we're going to do the same thing. Use hashtag Finish Wednesday. Post up your variation of this bug, whether you've got all the materials or not. Or you can comment on the YouTube video after it's posted. What's up, Michael? How are you doing? Need to focus the pic. Which one? Katie's working on now, Ed. It might have been because I was leaning forward. I don't know. Or comment on the YouTube video after it's posted. Comment anything. That'll get you in to win a whole bunch of stuff we've been talking about for a while. But just for this week and this week alone, I'm going to put everything back in this box. And if you will post your thing, post your fly. And if you don't have anything, then just post a funny picture and say, I want the Smitty's fly box. And we'll box up this box and ship it to someone. So someone will get, after I tie a handful of these this evening, you'll get the box itself. So who's ready to go and open this thing up? I know I am. Hopefully people are finding us back on YouTube now that we switched. All right, so here we go. Got the box, and I've opened one of these before. These are pretty cool. They come with directions, thankfully, because I need directions. And Ed, I'm assuming you can hear me now. All right, so we've got our instructions here. Go ahead and pull these out and this is nice. It's like a little newspaper that he gets printed, and it's got a little article here. We'll just save time and not read that. You got let's say Pat's Rubber Legs is the beginner, and the intermediate is Tilt Wing Drake. So we'll just fold this over here to Tilt Wing Drake side. Ed is the focus better. What's up, Chris? Glad you found us. All right. So Tilt Wing Drake, here we go. And what all do we have? And like I said, I was saying earlier, we had everything cleared off. So all my tools and bobbins and scissors and everything are all in different places now. So this is going to be extra fun. So we've got some olive yellow dry fly dubbing. Don't know what kind it is, but olive yellow dry fly dubbing. Olive yellow hackle. I'm pretty sure this is whiting. He usually says he gets whiting, but it looks like a olive yellow grizzly dyed hackle. Kind of cool. Okay, Steve misses red lights again. Michael, Chris. So it's still blurry. It's not blurry. What I'm looking at here on my thing's not blurry. But it looks like it's flying across between the hair wing and done and the caddis. Yep. It's like a little elk hair. So nice little patch of elk hair. Some Coq de Leon or Coq de Leon feathers. Got some Semperfly Classic Wax threads and olive done. So that's cool. And some nylon, some uni nylon 3X yellow. So unicord. There we go. What's up, Nan? Thank you, Nan. You made Katie's day just now because she's been stressing out trying to figure out how to get it to focus. Glad it looks okay. And some hooks. So these are size 10 dry fly and nymph hooks. So got a pack of hooks. So that's everything in the box. So let's get to tying this thing. It's quite a lot of product. How many flies can we tie? Probably as many hooks. There's 25 hooks in here, so you can probably tie 25. And the cool thing is, if y'all didn't know, I can't remember if it's 25 or $30, but if it's 25 or $30, that includes shipping, and you get all this. So, the pack of dubbing was that $3-4. Pack of elk hairs probably $5. 3-4 saddle feathers. Can't buy just 4, but that's a few dollars. Couple things of spool. It's probably $8 there. I've lost my math, but you're getting you're getting a lot of material, and it can be, yeah, the autofocus, sometimes we've got it turned on and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. All right, so let's get I'm assuming that Katie Michael Ragsdale said YouTube on his big TV is one of these. So great. So step one, get a hook out of the package. And it says start your thread on the hook and wrap. Back to the hook bend, take a few barbs of CDL. A few barbs of CDL and split the tails evenly and anchor butt ends down. Okay, take a strand of yellow yarn, tie it in along the hook shank. Cool. So as opposed to using this, because like I said, I'm going to give all this away, whatever we don't use tonight, which will be most of it. So as opposed to using this brand new thing of spool, brand new spool of thread, I think I've got that here. So it's brown, olive dye. So the only reason I'm doing this is because I don't want to use your spool of thread. That way you get a brand new one. I never had that happen. There we go. So now you can watch me spool thread. That's like really fun. Okay. So now, just like normal, I want to kind of watch where I start my thread. That's always like a tip that I do on most of the flies. Is I'll start the thread kind of where I want my body to is usually kind of as a marking place. So that's really where I want my body to come up to, and then I'll put the wing roughly there. So I'm gonna bring my thread back, and Katie's gonna switch the cameras over once here in just a second. We'll get some scissors. So the only tools I've used so far are bobbin and scissors, bobbin holder. Let's be specific about it. I'm gonna bring my thread all the way back to the rear. Let's get the CDL out. Here we go. So this looks like this one looks like a Pardo, like a Badger Pardo, but like a probably medium Pardo. So I like taking the feather itself and stripping off most of the fuzzies, and I get some of the fibers here that are not fuzzies. If you can see that, I go and pull those off because those are not quite as stiff as the ones up top. You kind of see when you pull it out, like I'll probably get a few more of these off. All right, so now I want probably, he said, take a few barbs. I'll probably go 4 or 5. I think that's 4. So you can go 6, you go 3. You're feeling really adventurous, but just the point is, don't go as a bonus. You're going to make a hat with the instructions, aren't you? Absolutely, Joe. Let's see, Katie, we switch over to the vise, please. So the length I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna slide it. We'll put it right here. Can you see it? Let's see if it's going. I don't think it switched over, honey. Maybe. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. All right. So the I'm gonna get the length of the vise, or length of the barbs, right to the total length of the fly. Put it here. We'll do a pinch wrap. Bring it down. And now I want to kind of prop these up a little bit. So I'm just going to take the tips, go under, and see how it's kind of wrapped around. When I bring it back, it'll straighten her back up. So now I've got it. See how it's nice and somewhat split. Let's give it a little work in here. There we go. We've got a nice little fan there. That's what we want. I'm gonna go ahead and work my thread up. This is being a size 10, that's pretty big. I'm not too worried about keeping it super slim. Now, if you've got 12, the 12-aught plastic white threads, that'd be fine. You don't need to you don't have to use the 8/0. Typically, I'm using 8/0 on things like this. Let's get this uni cord out, and I believe I'm gonna wrap because also entitled on the hook shank. So I'm going to tie this on the far side because I don't think he wants me to counter wrap this. So we'll switch this over, and I've got tied in right there, right on your side or the far side of the hook. Easy enough. That hook is bigger than my hand on my TV. Well, Michael, that is the comp. I'm glad that. Okay, take a strand of yellow yarn, tie it on. Got it. Dub a nice tight body along the hook shank. I like to taper the body here for natural look. Leave a slight space of bare hook behind the hook eye. And the picture he's got is pretty similar to what I'm doing. So I've got my, I've got the dubbing here. I'm just going to pull it out. You see it kind of comes out this little like loop here. I'm just going to kind of tease this out and get, that's probably too much, but I like this color. Just get all the fibers aligned so I can take it and pull it off. I want to dub it, dub it on. And I like going thin as opposed to doing a one thick, a shorter, thicker noodle. I like going a little bit thinner. That helps with the taper. And if it's too thin, if you want to add anything, you can just take the dubbing, put it right where you think you want it, and slide it on there. So that looks about right. Maybe a little bit short. Now we're good. Of course, now it'll be too long. Someone over there will be like, I told you it was too long. There we go. So we'll put that down there. Now, as you can see on the hook here, I've got the bare thread here. So that might be a little bit much. Slide it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up, wrap that bare thread back until that dubbing starts right at the hook base or right at the tail. So now I'm just going to bring this up with touching wraps, if not slightly overlapping. And when you get closer to here, yeah, I've got way too much on there. You really don't want to overlap it, but you want to kind of cram it on there. So you can see I've got, do I have enough of a taper? Not really, so I can go back over it. There we go. Now we've got a little bit more of a taper. So it looks pretty good. So I want to put a, actually, you know what? I like the taper, but I want to go just a touch further forward. There we go. I'm going to put a little thread base, just one layer of thread. That gives my material something to stick on. And now I'm just going to wrap the this cord. Now it is a corded material, so I like to kind of twist it up a little bit. Show it the right way. There we go. And see, because I twisted, or because I started on the opposite side of the hook shank, my first wrap went under the hook shank. And that way I didn't mess up my tails. So a couple wraps there. Go ahead and give it one more. Then we'll pull this back, because that, if you've got a material and you can pull it back, double it up like that, that helps make it to where it's not pull out as easily. You can see we've got our nice little segmented body. Now, if I was going to do this again, I'd probably counter wrap that, and that just allows your rib to not sink down in the dubbing quite as much. But but I think that looks totally fine just like it is. So we've got that. Oh, I skipped a step. No, I didn't. Oh, it just, okay. Don't forget to wrap your tapers. Don't forget to wrap the yarn. Take a dry fly, hack a feather, and strip a few barbs off the stem. Tie the stem down and position thread where you end the dubbing. So let's get one of these hackle feathers. See, you've got 4 of these. Each one of these is probably enough to tie. gosh, I don't know. You've got enough to tie 25 flies in here, no problem at all. I mean, it's a bunch. Let's put this over here. I'll have to come back to dubbing in a minute. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the feather itself, the butt of the feather, just strip that junk off there. I'm just trying to get a nice little section. I'm going to take a couple fibers off this side. So it's just a little bit curved. That wasn't the right word. So I'm going to take it now, and on the hook itself, I'm going to cross it over. What I want to do once it's done, I want it the curve up or the dull side up, and I want it tied in just like this. So right on top of the hook shank. So I take it and I put a kind of a loose wrap on, and then kind of adjust it the way I want it. Bring it back. See, I kind of curved it. So I'm going to angle it more. Get a good wrap in there. See if that'll, well, it's not wanting to cooperate. It's good. I want to make sure that stem right here is not going to, see, it's kind of long, not going to cover up my hook eye. Okay. Got it tied in nice. Now we dubbed just over the head back to where the feather was tied in. So grab that little piece of dubbing that I had left over. So I had just this little bit left. Well, a little bit from the big pinch I took out earlier. And same as before, we're going to dub a nice thin noodle. We want to continue our taper. So the thorax area that we're building now needs to be the thickest part of the fly, but don't overdo it. So like I was saying, for I don't know how I got it out, but our not great start. If you tie this fly, and or if you don't have the materials to tie this fly, if you'll tag, that's probably more importantly, if you don't have the materials, tag Smitty's fly box, and we'll draw a winner to get this box itself next Wednesday night. Does that make sense? Someone tell me that made sense. All right. Take cloth of elk hair, stack it, measure tips, extend to the hook bend. So I'm going to take my elk hair here. I'm just going right on the corner, pull some out. I don't need too much. So I've got, kind of a good clump of wild elk hair. Pull out just a little bit. The really short ones, we'll comb this out. We always want to comb our hair, or else you got a bad hair day, right? Let's get a stacker out. Try to get those tips lined up, stick them in. This is pretty long, which will make it a little bit more difficult, but that's why this is fun. There we go. In there, kind of losing some, but let's see if I've got enough there. If not, I'll add more to it. Jeff said, need that big stacker he had last week. Well, it's a diameter-wise, it's a small clump. I can actually go like this. There we go. That'll be a little easier to work with. Let's see if I've got enough now. This is a size 10, so it's pretty big, and unfortunately we'll need some more. Probably had enough, but having that, maybe I should have used my big hair stacker to get me started. That way I could have gotten a little, maybe next time as well do. So I've got it cleaned out. Let's slide these in here. And this, Steve, you're correct. If you're watching on Instagram, we'd love it if you could ever watch this on YouTube. It's quite a bit easier to see, I think. And it is working now, so that definitely helps. Okay, so it says it's tight like you would Elker caddis. So I'm going to do it a couple different ways. One, you can measure it and tie it in. So we go back to the hook here. We've got one little couple broken ends here. The fish will not eat it if it's got a broken end. Jeff will tell you. Chris will too. So I'm going to restack it because I messed it up. But we're couple ways to do it. So you could tie it in first. I'm going to leave that one there. And then cut the butt ends off. But I'm going to, as opposed to doing it that way, I'm going to measure the way I want it. So let's go over to the hook. So measure, it says to the bend of the hook. I think that for me, that's, if I did it like that, it's going to be a little bit long. So I'm going to measure to in between the bend and the end of the body. And take it, I'm going to go and cut it all off. So now I set my butt ends right there. I'm going to give my thread a slight twist because I'm going to try to give it something to bite into. I'm going to bring it up, down, and pull tight. That is not really flaring much like I would like it, but that's okay. All right, something like that. And I think it said to have the butt ends a little bit longer than that. That's all right. Tie it till like you match your thread to the hook eye with just one wrap over the top of the previously dubbed area. I'll pick up wing and start wrapping your hackle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this, pull this up, bring this around, and I'm going to bring my thread under my elk hair wing here. What I'm trying to do is just prop that up just a little bit without catching anything like I just did. Kind of pull this up. Once we get that tied in, there we go. Let's do one more just for fun. Now I'm going to take my thread and bring it back to the hook eye like this. So see how we got it all tied in? We can lift. See how I made the wing a little bit shorter and it's standing up. I want it to stand up like that because that's going to give the profile of that dry fly. Hey, Ryan. And then I'm going to wrap it like a parachute, Joe. So I take my feather. Let's make sure I'm not messing up my wing too awful much. Go underneath that, all that hair. And I'm going to do, that's 2 wraps. I'm going to do one more. And what I can do is, it's right here. I like to just strip this a little bit. Shake that all the way off. Tell you what, if I can find a good pair of tweezers right now, that'd be helpful. And the reason I'm pulling these off now is because they're on the stem that I'm getting ready to tie down. And if I don't pull them off, it's really not a big deal, but it'll just get caught up and kind of be something I want to trim out later. So I take my thread, go up, just one wrap, go up, 2 wraps, 3. Now we'll pull this back, pull everything back. Got a nice little 4 wraps of thread there. So we got it tied in pretty good. Pull this off. Now I'm going to trim up just a little bit. And when you're doing this, make sure you don't cut your thread. And I'm going to find my whip finisher, and I don't, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got our eye that's completely clear, which that's what we wanted. Cut that off. I probably should have put some of my Sally Hansen's on there, but I didn't. But we can do it here in just a second. So it's the ones that are low, pull off, or cut off. You can see we've got our needs a little bit of adjusting, but there's our first take on it. And for me, looking at it, same technique Ralph Cutter uses on himself here, cast with the hackle. Yep. That's just the way I like to do it. I think Smitty's fly box tied it and then cut it, but I like cutting it and then tying it in. Now, I think with this one, I wish my tie-in point and everything was a little bit further forward. So, like when I look at it's fine as far as the profile is concerned. There's one little, there we go. That looks better pulling those out. This one. So, I want to try it one more time and do it more the correct way. So this fly and the next fly that I tie is going to be added on to the giveaway that we're doing when we hit 600 followers. So you enter that by just commenting on the YouTube video after we posted it, or posting your version of this fly and use hashtag Whip Finish Wednesday. And that'll get you in to win. Katie, have you got pictures up there you'd like to show?
I do have some pictures. If I can get them pulled out. Hang on.
So Katie's going to get some pictures going while I try to clear out the side. Because
hey, everybody. Let's see what I can find. Here's some. Surfer Dad, Ed, Gray Ghost, Gray.
Yep, Gray Ghost.
Gray Ghost. And Christine Gonzalez. These are the muddlers from last week. So those are great. Big T, Steven. And Jason Lee, Fly Time Maniac. It's a little bit bigger than what we normally tie, so it's fun to see you guys give that one a go. But that's pretty awesome. And then just a reminder, the fly box you guys saw us go through tonight is from Smitty Levels that you can order. And this was the intermediate version of the fly box that could be found at smittysflybox.com.
Absolutely. And so for the giveaway, just real quick, this Hungarian partridge, this is for when we hit 600 followers, Hungarian partridge, this fly box from Umpqua that we've filled with flies for the past month or so that we've been tying for during the show. This is up, and also a $25 gift card from GB Flies, and also 2 bags of coffee and a cup from Angler's Coffee. Simply shirt JC wore at last show. Yeah, Mike, he did too. He did duck when he cast that big cone head. Yep. Truman. We're 575. So we're 25 away, getting close to 600. But we're going to do this quick one. So if you make an attempt, tie this fly, or if you don't, just make a funny post. I don't have the materials. Post it up. You don't have the materials. Smitty's Fly Box. And we will send this to one lucky winner. But you just got to tag Smitty's Fly Box. If you don't have anything and you're like, I don't want to put a post, then comment on the video. Say, I don't have that stuff. I'd love to win that box. And we'll ship you the box with everything that's sitting here that we'll be using to tie this. So let's tie one more here, and a shower token from the truck stop shower. That's right. Just put it all in there. So this fly is going to go in our fly box here. So we'll learn from our couple little mistakes that we made on that one. So we've got our hook and the vise, our thread. Now that we have everything kind of laid out and know what we're doing, it's a little bit easier. So we want to go a little bit further forward. So we'll start our thread, pop it off, bring it back. I almost wish I could just tell people, hey, when you're watching this, just fast forward to the last time we tie it. It'll be a little bit better. Pull off 4 or 5 fibers. Like I said, you can get 3. I wouldn't get much more than 6 or 7. I think then you're getting kind of a bushy tail. You'll measure it out to where it's between the body and the hook length. Set it there. Pinch. Bring it down. So we're on top of the hook shank. It's kind of splayed to the side. So I'm going to pop it down like this, go under, bring it back. Now we've got it splayed nicely. See how those tips are splayed around? That's what going underneath that wrap that goes underneath everything helps to splay it out. So we'll cut that off. Grab our cord. And this time I'm going to tie it on my side of the hook shank, so I'm going to counter wrap this. Grab our cord, pull it to length, finish wrapping up to the front. Bring this back. So now we've got everything tied in. I'm going to put our dubbing back out. Same thing, just pull out just enough. But I like to rip it in two. What's up, Jose? Good night, Jose. Jose, you need to watch us on YouTube. See what's up. See what's going on. You can see you a little bit better. We got off to a little rocky start today, but we got a party going on. So all I'll do is just dubbing up a noodle. I know it's real. This is like the most exciting thing I've done all day. Actually, I've done a lot of exciting stuff. It's been a busy, busy, busy day. But, all right, so I'll set this down. I'll use that for the thorax. Bring everything back. Bring my thread, bare thread, bare thread, bare thread. Got dubbing starting. And we're going to work on our taper. Just kind of watch it. Here we go. Okay, so we got it going a little bit further up. And this time we'll counter wrap the material. So if you want, you could use a rotary function. I'm just going to hand wrap it because I'm a wrapping fool. There we go. See, I don't know about on the monitors how you all can see, but I feel like that that segmentation is a little bit, you can see it a little bit better. Being that it's counter wrapped than wrapping it the normal way. Wrapping it I feel like you can see a little bit better. There we go. What's up, Ryan? Just saying hello, moving over to the tube. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. I know you can't chat on the tube. Wish you'd get that figured out, but I appreciate you at least saying hello. All right, so bring this back. Now we're going to tie our hackle feather in. Same thing. I'm just going to take the feather itself, strip off a little bit. So I've got a little bit of bare stem there. I want to strip a little bit of what will be my leading edge of the hackle, like that. Might have been a little bit much, but grab it the right way. So I want to tie it just right on top. Take this, you're figuring out prop up that stem there. Cut it off. Oh, do you guys want to hear not a secret, but you guys want to hear something pretty cool? I'm going to do the trick I was saying. This is not what I was going to say. Pretty cool. Yeah. The size. Would you brush the dubbing? You could. I'd wait till you're, well, maybe now, but you could. The thing is, like, once you start using the bug, using the fly, the fish will brush it up for you. But I mean, if that'll make you like it better and make you fish it more, then absolutely. So I'm gonna take the elk hair, brush it out, get most of that out. I'm gonna do. I don't know who said use that big stacker, but I want to get it out. Do just kind of a rough stack. And now I can, my tips are more aligned. So you see, I trim this off a little bit. Rotary brush it usually with the touch up on. And hey, Katie, will you do me a big favor?
Okay.
We restart this over here. Oh, never mind. We're good now. You just had a look and took care of it. Okay, so I've got I put them in the big stacker just to rough align it. Got it here, stack. So now I've got the bunch. I'm not gonna worry about the broken tips on this one. Well, I've got my tweezers right here. This is a good way to get them out, is you can just hold it up with your tweezers and then you grab just the broken tip. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did earlier. I'm gonna measure it, pinch it like this. Okay. Have it go really right to the, switch over back to the vise or the hook height. Well, shoot, guys, y'all about made me mess up. So I'm going to do this while I'm holding on to this. I'm going to dub again. I guess no one wants to hear the surprise. Or maybe someone on Instagram said I want to hear a surprise. I don't know. I know Nan wants to hear it. So we're going to wrap this back to here. Just built up. Got too much on there, so we'll pull it off. Well, that dubbing definitely does not want to pull off. Here we go. All right, so we'll bring this to here. Now we'll do our, so I've got my tips lined up right like this. I do want to twist my thread because I want to give it as much bite as possible. Go 1, 2, pull tight. Three in there. I'll pull up everything. Go under and just kind of keep your thread tight the whole time. So I like the position of that wing a little bit better. There we go. All right. So you see how that wing's a little bit more towards the front, and you could even have a little bit further forward if you wanted to. Thank you, Truman. The surprise. Guess who was on the camera tonight for a video that we're getting ready to, someone's going to have to work on. Can you guess, Truman? I bet you'll never guess. Who is it? Oh, dang it. I want to wrap it with the shiny side down. So sometimes you just kind of have to back it off, start over. Sometimes the first wrap will kind of roll, but that's why I put that bare bit of stem in there. There we go. That's better. I'm going to do that same 3 wraps. I'll look at it and say, is that enough? How good I might do for a 4th one. Bring it down. Let's go ahead and strip this off. That's right, Truman. It is Katie. She did a whole video and she was, I won't say the star, but she was the star. She helped me out tremendously. So we'll start, same thing. We'll do 3 wraps here behind the, so you can see I'm just kind of, so you can see it, I'll try to break it this way. Although now I won't be able to see it. So now I'm going to take it, grab everything, pull it all back. I want this hackle stem too. Here we go. Cut it off. And now we're ready for a whip finish and some res or some glue and we'll be done. And same as before, we can clean this up a little bit, make it to where it's flat, round, however you want it. But you can see I got a big chunk here from where I strip that off. So pull that out of there. You can see as far as the silhouette looks good. It's really buggy. I don't know if I need that fourth wrap or not. But remember, just a couple, like 3 wraps, 4 tops, 2 minimum. You're done. You're done. You're good. Pull it down first and break the stem. It will wrap better and not want to twist as much. So we'll leave a nice footprint. Yep. So you've got a really nice silhouette here. You want that elk wing standing up. Because remember, this is not a caddis. This is a mayfly. You want it kind of going back just like the wings, and you can see the silhouette that's going to make. That was good. Obviously, for Instagram, I will have to pull off a few more and take a little better care of it. But that doesn't look too awful if I do say so myself. For not knowing anything, I was like, God, this is going to be crazy trying to tie this thing. But like I said, we're going to do a quick giveaway for next week. This is all going to go back in the package. The 2 flies I just tied are going to go into our fly box for the giveaway. You get the silver fly thread, the unicord, the CDL along with the other CDL feather, and everything. All you have to do is comment that you want the stuff on the YouTube video after it's posted, or when you try to tie your variation of this fly, or just make a funny post on Instagram and say tag Smitty's Fly Box, and we'll send this to you. We'll pick one winner to send it to anyway. I don't really feel like splitting this thing up into 5 or 6 or 10 different packages and sending it. So one person will get it. Katie will draw. So I would have been looking to tie it side. Well, that's what you get, Steve. I was a little worried, but you saw me open it. No tricks up our sleeve. And as far as tools, all I use, I didn't really have to have the tweezers, but I use that for some fishing stuff. You do need a stacker of some sort, scissors, a bobbin, whip finisher, and a comb. And you could use just a hair comb. Oh, the hooks are going in there too. So thank you, Bill. But that was that was interesting. Opening it up, not knowing how the elk hair. I like for it to compress a little bit more. I like to change it up to where it flares a little more when I tie it and pull it tight. But I think we made it work. Don't forget to sign the box. Well, if you win, Joe, remind me, and we'll get Katie to sign it. How about that? Randy, thank you so much. Thank you. And yes, this is a green drake. Depending on drakes, or we've tied these for not blueing olives. I can't remember. We've tied them for the Smokies and a different color combination. I've never tied a size 10. It's always been a 12 or 14 or 16. But switch up the colors and make it your own. You don't have to do green. Do however you'd like. So it's a really cool fly. Thanks, Christine. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Ed. And if y'all don't have any other questions, I will hop off Instagram. Thank you so much. Check us out on YouTube for the replay. We really appreciate it. And I'll turn it over to Katie. Let her say goodbye. And you guys will see you hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday night. And looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. Bye.
See you, Truman. Thanks, Steve, Chris, Christine, and Ed. Everyone on Insta, we'll see you later. Bye.